Like I'm filming some kind of weird manifesto. I'll be honest, I don't know why I'm filming right now, but I guess it makes me feel less like I'm by myself or talking to myself. I'm just thinking about people that I've lost to suicide, and like the last time that I felt genuinely suicidal. It's been a long time since I felt actually suicidal, and that's good. And it's been a long time since I've been in the hospital, in the emergency room for suicidal thoughts. So that's good. Part of the reason for that was having Yoruichi. And I know people are gonna say, oh, it's just a cat or whatever. But, you know, it really did help. He worked better than any medication that I've ever tried. And I've tried like 21 or 22 different kinds of psych meds. And I'm outside sitting in my car right now. Just so nobody in the house hears me. I had a comment made to me a little while ago that really hurt. And I didn't think it should hurt as bad as it did, but it definitely did. And I just was thinking, like, what's the last thing that everybody said to everyone I've lost to suicide? Like, was it a casual statement that just sent somebody over the edge? Because I think for a lot of people, oh, and I'm getting triggered right now. Sorry, I can hear sirens. It's really triggering. I think a lot of people just casually make comments and things, or they they think that, you know, being suicidal isn't real, or not real, or they just cannot wrap their head around it because the sense of self-preservation in certain people is very strong. It's very primal. I totally understand that. I just, like, you know, it's not that there's a lack of self-preservation or a lack of reason or a lack of logic thought process. It's more of, you know, like, you get the logistics. Death isn't pretty. It's not romantic. It's not cute. It's not beautiful. I mean, it's a fact of life. We're biological material. We rot, we break down, and we rot, and then we die. Or some other, you know, circumstance happens. Yeah, we're not gonna live forever. No one does. But like, you would think seeing a corpse would really deter you from having these thoughts. They don't go away. I stayed in the house with my cat's corpse, and that's the last thing that I remember. And it's caused more trauma than I thought, to be honest. It's caused a lot more trauma than I thought. And I've seen my friends in their caskets. Plastic. Weird. Like, you want to believe it's a mannequin. Because it just doesn't seem like it's real. Like, you're weird. It's just, death is gross. Bodies are gross sometimes. Even when, they're embalmed or whatever, it's gross. I'm sorry for being so graphic. It just, like, this is the reality. Like, I think some people in the moment of feeling suicidal don't think about those things, but I do. Of what it would be like for the person who had to come clean me up. Crime scene cleaners and that sort of thing. Just the stories that I've heard online and that kind of thing. I just, it's one of those things. Why my dome lights gave out on me. Okay. That was weird. Maybe it's a sign. I don't know. But, I just wonder what kind of things were said or done before my friends died the way they did. And I get so tired of this whole, oh, it's selfish, oh, it's this, oh, it's that. Like, people who have never been suicidal in their life have absolutely no right to say any of that. And especially, like, families of people who have attempted it and the people who have survived. If you're one of the people who have looked at a person who survived suicide and told them that that was extremely selfish and messed up, then you should, like, genuinely sit on a pineapple, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the most awful, heinous thing you could possibly say to somebody in that situation. That's like the most awful, cruel, that's a selfish thing to say. Because if you think about it this way, think about a dog who's suffering, has no quality of life, who has hip dysplasia or something else, that kind of thing. You keep this dog around suffering just because you'd be sad if the dog was gone. That's how selfish it is to tell somebody who's suffering, who's genuinely in a place where they feel like they will never get better, they will never get out of it. They have had trauma and PTSD, anxiety, depression, manic depression, schizophrenia for years and years and years and suffered immensely and stuck around for you. And for people, for you to tell them that's selfish of them to want to just be at peace, to want to stop being a burden to everybody. Because that's where you're at when you're suicidal, is you think that you're a problem and a burden to everyone because of being sad, because of being in this mental state. You think that a lot, like, it's not a selfish thing. What's selfish is when people say they're gonna off themselves because you won't be with them or because they're not getting their way, because that's not genuine suicidal tendencies. That's manipulation. That's emotional abuse. That's some heavy, deep-seated frickin' issue that needs addressed. But when it's real and someone actually tries it and they survive and they're told they're selfish and they're told all kinds of messed up shit, It's like, oh, that's the best thing you could come up with. They just wanted to off themselves. And then that's the first thing you say. Why do you think they wanted to off themselves? Being dismissive, brushing off the problem, this and that. It's just horrible. So yeah, I mean, I guess all of us could learn to be softer with our words and more careful with our thoughts before we speak. Because I'm in a worse mental state than I thought for one simple comment to make me feel that way. So yeah, I guess I just started filming so I could distract myself from sobbing, bawling my eyes out in my car, and chain smoking. So that's not good either. Yeah. Reach out to the people who actually genuinely give a shit, who don't come at you sideways like that when you tell them you have these thoughts, who don't threaten to call somebody, who don't make it about themselves by saying, oh, how dare you say that to me, or why would you say that to me, or that's unfair, or that's messed up of you. Like, talk to the people, even if it's one person, even if you haven't talked for a long time, just that one person, somebody that you know isn't going to say that things, even if it's a trained professional on a crisis line. Talk to that person, please. And if you're the person that's sitting there telling somebody how selfish they are, or telling somebody to snap out of it, or any of that, literally go sit on a pineapple, go look in a mirror and take a really long look and wonder why you're like that. Were you programmed to be that way? Probably. Human compassion. Look at a child and how they treat other children. They're inclusive. They're compassionate. They don't need to be taught. Hatred is taught. Ignorance is taught. So, let's be better and know that I'm here. I'm one of those people. If you have no one else to talk to, I'll, just tell your story in the comments, or call a crisis line, something, or start filming videos. It can be cathartic, just help others and help yourself. And I love you guys all. See you later.